The evaluation for avoidance of doubt will be undertaken in full conformity to the ingredients of the 2023-2024 performance contract. That performance contract was negotiated, validated, and ratified during sessions between the Public Service Performance Management Unit and yourselves. It entails very, very clear interventions in the areas of enhancing the collection of exchequer and agency revenue, improving the revenue to GDP ratio, increasing the active taxpayers, which means widening the revenue base, enhancing the ratio of collectible debt to total revenue, facilitating prompt value-added tax refunds, and also improving the customer satisfaction levels. The implication of this is that the performance appraisal of all people will be undertaken in strict conformity to the expected outputs and the output indicators or performance indicators that were there in the performance contract, as well as the targets. That will be the basis of the evaluation. So at this point in time, we cannot modify the indicators, we cannot modify the targets that were set. So we are here to look at the evidence of performance in line with the commitments that were made during the activity period 2023-2024. Of course, to implement that performance contract, you have been implementing your annual work plan for the same period 2023-2024, and that annual work plan emanates from your strategic plan, which is your long-term strategic direction. So we hope that in line with the government's overall objective of enhancing the level of domestic revenue, that largely those targets and indicators were met. You are aware that the government has undertaken all measures necessary to augment your efforts towards enhancing the level of domestic revenue. One of the most integral interventions in government has been the level of digitalization across the board in all government institutions. When we came into government, the fifth administration, we only had a bigger 350 services which were digitalized. Today we are talking of over 20,000 services which are available online. That also augments your efforts in collecting revenue at source and sealing the revenue leakages that hitherto had been prevalent through manual processes. It is the overall objective of government to ensure that we up our game in the collection of domestic revenue, so that largely, as opposed to relying on external support by way of borrowing, we are able to utilize domestically generated revenue to pay off our debts and also to finance our domestic expenditure with respect to both recurrent and development needs. I wish you the best. And I just want to assure you once more that overall in government, we are committed to ensuring that there's an enabling environment for the authority to effectively execute its mandate, more so from a revenue perspective. But also we will also support you in transforming KRA into a more user-friendly entity, as opposed to being an authority, a service that recognizes the taxpayer as an integral stakeholder segment and of course a customer for that matter.